Hey, welcome back to the Quacking Pancakes Podcast. I'm Kory Hong.
I'm Evan Mulvane.
And we have a very special guest who we're glad to have back on the show. Some of you may remember Travis from our hockey episode, So thank you for your time, Travis. What have you been up to since the last time we've seen you?
Money laundering, robbing banks, and tax evasion. The standard things, that every good Fortune 500 company is doing right now.
That's amazing. Any crazy adventures lately though? You just got back from somewhere, didn't you?
Yeah, I've actually gotten back from like 3 places, and the last time, actually I have like 5 trips from the last podcast we did, which was like what, September, October?
No, you think we've been doing this since September? That's amazing.
October? No, because we took November. Our trip. Okay, November. Yeah, because we took. Yeah. Okay. I just can't remember if it was before my first Tampa trip with my friends after Thanksgiving. Because I did that Tampa trip. I got free tickets to one game on a Tuesday. So I found like 2 flights down Tuesday afternoon after I got off work for like $20 down. And then a flight Wednesday morning back at like 5:30 in the morning for like $30. So
flights are cheap.
For Spirit Airline on a Tuesday to Wednesday, I just had to get there, dude. I didn't care. I was like, I'm just going. So I did that. Went on a cruise, went down to Mexico and Honduras. I think those are the 2 places.
So what's it like to take a cruise now? Are they pretty like strict about things, or are they
yes, not? You have to be vaccinated at least twice, at least double vaccinated. You have to, before you even board, you have to have a negative test 48 hours before you board. So Wednesday, we got on Friday. So on Wednesday, we had to all get a test, and it had to be like from a certain place because they didn't take like just any test anywhere. Like it had to be a certain test by certain companies and stuff. So we had to get that. And then, it wasn't a full ship. I think there were like 1,500 on a boat. So it just always felt empty. But it was nice because you were like, oh, nobody's
right
on me or whatever. But yet somehow there were still 0 tables to sit at, like at the buffet, which wasn't a buffet. It was like a buffet, but like people were serving you. And like at first you were like, oh, this is cool, until you realize that like none of them are actually like American. So their portionings, they just like judge you. They're like put like, I remember they had like these short ribs. They were great short ribs, but he gave me like 3. And I was like, I haven't eaten yet today. So like, can you put some more? And then you put 1 more on. And I was like, double what you just did twice. And they'll just like, I don't know. I feel like they've been through a lot, because like I learned that I didn't know that cruise staff stays on the boat 6 months straight.
Really?
Yeah. So they board, and then 6 months later they get off and get 3 or 4 months off, and then they come back. So like every time that like they dock and you get off, it's like hours later they're getting a new boat. So they're redoing it. They never get off the boat. And I learned that you're supposed to like ask if they need anything from port, and they can like give you money and say yes, but like they won't be like, hey, by the way, like you have to, if you see them, be like, because you have the same people like the whole week or the whole cruise, like the same dining staff, like room staff, just you'll see the same crew members. And so you're like, you need anything? And sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they'll say no. But yeah, I learned that.
So do they get their like full salary in that 6 months or whatever, or how does that work?
I think so, yes, because when I asked what they would do when they got off the boat, I was like, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna like go home, see family, go on a vacation? Are you gonna go on your own cruise? And they're like, that doesn't make money, so no, we're gonna go home and get a different job. And I was like,
oh, that sucks.
Cool. But also all of them were like from like Indonesia area, like the Philippines, like just west, like all the way over, I guess I don't know, over there, Pacific territories and stuff.
Yeah, that's Pacific.
Yeah. But I think it's because most of it, like that's the most polite culture ever. Okay. And so
really?
Like, you could tell from like wait staff and stuff, like when you would get at your like fancy dinner, because like you're basically on your own the entire like morning and afternoon for food. and stuff, unless you like schedule one. But like everyone always has like the same dinner, and it's the fancy thing. You can get like entree after entree. Like my family did 3 appetizers, 3 entrees, and 3 desserts each for every meal. It was awesome. But like they'll have like every piece of silverware. They'll come and take it and place it and like refill. And but yeah, it's because it's their like most like hospitable, I guess. But yeah,
Hospitable.
Yeah, hospitable. But because they're all over there, they were like, unless they start doing cruises over there, we don't really want to go anywhere.
So niceness on a scale of like 1 to, I guess, Canadian. Like, what are we talking about here?
Dude, Canadians can be mean. They were not mean. But I don't know if they were on the clock or something.
Are we talking about like regular Canadians here or hockey Canadians? Or are they
Okay,
all the same?
Probably right. I mean, I would assume they're all the same. If you're trying to tell me that there's a Canadian, there's a difference between hockey Canadian and a Canadian, because that just sounds like someone who imported to Canada.
I don't know. I assume all Americans are mean, but then American sports fans are a lot meaner. I would like to assume so.
Yeah, that's because they finally have an outlet. All that pent up capitalistic aggression.
Did you guys get any drink packages or anything
No.
like that?
Oh my God. No, we didn't, because the way it sucks now is I had a lot of friends who told me to do it personally. And I was like, okay, cool. If I can do it just one person, I will. Because like, why wouldn't I? No, you have to do it for like the room. And it was split up between my parents in one room and then me, my brother, and his girlfriends in our other room. So it was either going to be $100 a day or $150. And then that all pressure all falls onto me of like, oh, cool. Now I have to drink $100 worth of, which there were some nights I did.
Yeah.
There were some nights I was like, oh yeah, might as well. But then there were other ones where I was like, no. So it was, if I could have only bought myself a package, I would have done it. Or if I would have had people who were like gonna drink more with me. But my family was like, it's been 3 days, maybe I'll have a margarita. I'm like,
yeah, exactly. There was someone who made like a TikTok that was like, this is how much you have to drink to make the drink package worth it. And it was a lot.
Yeah, you have to have it like steady. I think it's like at least 5 for like, if it was $50 a day, you'd have to do 5. And if you're not on the boat during the day, then that means that like during dinner, you get back on the boat dinner, and after you just have to go. Yeah. Which some people didn't work like because dinner was late-ish, and then you'd have like a show, like a comedian or like a musician artist, and that wouldn't get out until like 10 or something. Yep. So you're just like, cool, now do I go have my 4 or 5 drinks? Maybe 3, like now that I gotta go and do this, and then wake up for my early excursion tomorrow when we dock. So only really.
Yeah.
Evan's been trying to get me to go on a cruise for like a long time, but I don't do boats, dude. I can't. I don't swim.
What? You don't have to swim. What?
Well, what happens if there's a Titanic situation?
You get on a smaller boat. You get on another boat.
Yeah, there you go. You find a door in the ocean. You just like never let go.
When you say there's 1,500 people, is that not a lot of people? I don't know. What is the usual amount of people for a cruise?
Like 4,000, 5,000. Like we were under half filled. Like there's normally.
It sounds nice, like having it like half capacity sounds nice, but then you're like, I'm thinking about it now. It's like,
it's like a ghost town. You're like,
where is everybody?
Yes, literally. And then like, especially if you like go to bars and stuff, you're just like, so there's nobody hang out here. Like, is this normally like, is this an empty place? And all the crew's like, this is an empty boat, dude. I'm like, well, that's fair, I guess.
Fun fact, Kory, I was on a cruise when I saw Alex Smith break his leg.
That's nice. I've had. Trying to think of, I know that I pinched the tip of my finger off on a cruise. Like on the, like it was, so like you have sea days or like whatever, like if you're going in between ports, cruise ships haul ass. And so like if you're on the very top, you can feel the full effect. And like if you're sitting in like a pool on a pool chair, it's going to kind of windy, especially if they're cheap pool chairs. And I was on a small-ish boat, and like I'm talking about like every moment you could noticeably see someone like do this if you just tried to focus. That's how small the boat was, which normally you don't have. But because of that, like the pool chair was just rocking around, and I tried to like stop it, but it's like, oh, come on, stop messing around. And the latch gave way and pulled under, and I couldn't get my hand out fast enough. So it just pinched it and just like ripped it. So I was like, this unfortunately, this was me. I think this was my end of sophomore year of high school. It was on a band cruise. And I was like, there's not an adult around me. What do I do? And my friend was like, let's just go wash it off in the bathroom. I was like, no, there's a doctor on board. No. So we had to like, and the fun thing about cruises, like you can get lost so easy. So like, especially on like the shorter 3 or 4 day ones, you're like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. I thought I was going down, but actually I'm going left. What's happening? So. Yeah.
And then like by the time the cruise is over, you're like, I know my way around.
Yeah. You're like, oh, now I know where the coffee shop is. Like that was.
Yep.
But it was fun. I should say do a cruise, man.
Yeah. They're very fun.
I don't know. I feel like I'd get seasickness.
They have motion patches. They have motion stuff for that.
I don't know. And then there's this movie I remember. I was like 4 years old. I don't know if you guys know. It was called Ghost Ship. And it's a bunch of people on a cruise. Opening scene, literally everyone dies. Like just out of the blue. And I'm like, I'm never getting on a boat.
That's not the Adam Sandler one, right?
No, this is like some sort of horror movie, I guess.
Oh, that's Man Overboard, I think. I think that's what that one's called.
Yes.
I've never heard of it.
I think that's the one. I was like, they both sound so familiar.
I think it's his lowest rated movie, like on Rotten Tomatoes ever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, saw Titanic, don't know how to swim. I'm like, no, if something ever happens on the boat, I would not survive. Like, it'd be game over.
That's why you take a quick one. That way,
yeah,
you're good. You just get on one, go to like a private island or something, and then you come back.
Okay, here's a question, because I don't know. So when you get on the cruise ship and like it's going and it stops somewhere, what is the notification of like, hey, I have to go back now or whatever? Because what if you get like left behind and
So before you get off, the way it normally works is like if you're getting off the port or like the night before we were at dinner, your like room staff will come in because they come in like 5 times a day to like refix everything because that's their job. But they'll like leave information about the port and the country or whatever you're doing, and like also a time schedule of like we're docking at this time. You can get off the boat at this time, and then you have to be back on the boat by this time, or you will be left and have to find and pay for your own way to meet us at the next port. So basically, if you get like left at port A, you just got to meet us at port B somehow, and they don't care. They're just like, however you can manage it.
There's someone that stands at the entrance of the boat with a really long scroll and goes, Kory Hung here.
They kind of do that because you have like room keys and stuff. So like when we had to do it, you had to take like pictures and stuff, and they saw you getting on and off the boat every time. So you get checked in. They knew who wasn't there and stuff. So I'm sure that like at the smaller cruise, they were like, hurry up, make sure you're not. But also, if you're paying that much to get on a cruise, you're not gonna miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, if you're like out exploring the jungle, boom, coconut falls, hits you on the head, knocks you out. You're lost in the mountains.
All right. First off, no, because you won't be alone. Most of the time you get off, you're doing like excursions through the tour, like the cruise company, or through someone the cruise company pays. And that they're like, especially now, all of them that we saw, they were like, we haven't worked in 2 years, so we're really happy to see people back. And so that was like that in Mexico and in Honduras. They were like, thank God you guys are back. Because they were small towns, but they like lived off of tourism.
Well, maybe as a business expense, we and all our guests can go someday.
Could be a tax write-off, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Just do a quick one down to even the Bahamas. That's fine.
We do the cruise, and then like we film content while on the cruise, and that's like we make money that way too. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. With that being said, there is now a Quacking Pancakes Patreon. Make sure you subscribe at the highest tier. That way we can go on a booze cruise. Come on.
Our $5,000 a month tier members get exclusive benefits.
They get to come on the cruise with us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The highest person does, but they have to like cover the entire trip, but you get to come with us.
Yeah. You have to cover your trip and my trip, but then don't worry, you can come.
So one last question about cruises, like how expensive are they really? Because they do sound really.
No, like if you want to get on the boat, like I think there were 5 of us in 2 rooms, and like before, like to do all the extra stuff, like the drink packages and like excursions and stuff. But if you just want to like get on the boat, it's only like, I think for a 7-day we paid like $800 each or something. And like they have deals a lot. It's not bad. I think for like if you want to do like a 3 or 4 day, it's only going to cost you like maybe $300 or $400. I couldn't see it be anything crazy.
Yeah,
so
really?
they're not as expensive as like people think, because like you got to remember it's covering everything. Like you get on and you just make sure you got to get your money's worth. Like, you know, getting 5 lobster tails when they have it at dinner, because you're not going to pay for lobster tail ever again.
So, but there is like a huge gap in quality between like the most expensive cruises and like just the cheapest ones you can get.
The main one that I think, like the main, I guess difference will be the rocking of the boat. If you get on a tiny, cheap cruise and you are prone to motion sickness, you ever spend too long in like a wave pool or the ocean at the beach and you lay in your bed and you feel it still, like, so you're like, hold on, I'm still in the water. No, I'm not. You will feel that every second of the day. And if you can't handle that, you got to get on a bigger boat.
Yeah,
because like,
they're fun. I've gone on Carnival cruises, and I think that's a good cruise to start with, because you don't want to like start on the Royal Caribbean, like Freedom of the Seas, the biggest boat, it's got everything. Because then like every other cruise from then on out, it's like, oh yeah. So Carnival's a good one to start with.
I've been on Carnivals. You just got I was on the smallest Carnival because it was the cheapest for like a high school group, but like still like Carnivals, I've heard good things. I think I've done Carnival. I just did Royal Caribbean, and then I've done the Disney ones. So
never done the Disney one, but I
did those when I was young. But that's the point.
Yeah.
So
go on a cruise, Kory.
All right.
We gotta go on a cruise. All
right, I will. But okay, getting into our news segment that we usually do. Last night, UGA won the national championship, but I don't think anyone who is on this call really cares about that. No, Travis doesn't watch football. Evan's wearing a Wisconsin hat. I don't like college football. So.
Yeah,
okay.
It happened. I was like, cool.
Yeah,
right. For you guys.
None of us here went to UGA.
Rest in peace to all the Athens city workers that are cleaning up trash for the next
God. Yeah, months, because they're still partying.
Oh.
Yeah.
We also have news that Bob Saget passed away the other day. No? Anyone here was a big fan? Anyone?
I mean, I was a fan. I was kind of taken aback when like the roles that I seen him play on like TV, like in like what am I thinking? America's Funniest Home Videos, and then Full and Fuller House, versus what he like his stand-up stuff is like, they don't match. And
I had no idea.
It blew my mind. I saw this podcast with him and I was like, oh, this dude is fucked. Like, I think that's the biggest thing for me.
He's very raunchy. Yeah. Like way more than I thought from the shows that he used to be on.
Did you guys hear about this Fresh Prince reboot?
No,
I did not. So you're going to have to tell us about that one.
It's a reboot of the show, but it's not meant to be taken as like, I guess it was kind of like a sitcom, like, you know, like that. I think this is meant to be more like a drama, like a teen drama type show. But I guess it's supposed to be
more of those.
No.
Will Smith in it though? Like
no, it does not have Will Smith.
No.
It's like a complete reboot. Like, but I'm not sure. I don't know. There hasn't been many details released yet, I don't think, but I think it's just called straight up just like Bel Air, I'm pretty sure. So kind of like Riverdale, I guess.
Riverdale, Euphoria.
I've never seen Euphoria, but a lot of people have been talking about it.
Yeah, then like the new season just dropped or whatever. Like there's I don't know, like the new season, I think it's like the 2nd episode or whatever. A lot of people on Twitter I follow like it, but it's just stupid. But the tweets are funny.
It's like Euphoria High School, and I didn't really understand that. I was like, what?
Someone was like, man, if I think the most recent tweet I saw was like, if my high school parties were as bumping as Euphoria's high school parties, like I might have done a line of coke myself, like in the show. Because apparently, like that's the whole thing, is that it's like I don't know. There's like beef and drugs, and I don't know. Like
That's
when I saw Riverdale, I was like, oh, this is dumb. And then someone died like every episode, and I was like, oh, okay, well, hold on, what the.
Kory, you remember like when we were in high school? It was like freshman year of high school. Everybody wanted to have like a Project X party. Oh, dude, we're gonna have a Project X party. It's gonna be the coolest thing ever.
I don't know how
Okay.
cool your friends were, but none of my friends were that cool.
No, it's just like hearing people in the halls. You're like, we got a Project X party. It'd be the coolest thing ever.
It was a whole like MTV thing.
Yep.
Everyone was like, I want to have this. And like every high school party was the exact same in media for like 10 years. And I've never, ever heard someone experience that myself. You take out high school. I've never been to a party that's like that. That's a club. Like you just put a club in your house. Like that's no.
Yep.
So, I mean, here's the thing. I heard about this from one of my friends who's in architecture, and she was telling me that like her company designed me and Evan's high schools, and they all look exactly the same. They're all like one story. They're all kind of very generic. There's nothing going on with them. But like the high schools in these shows are like huge, and they're like 2 stories. And even the high school you went to is like, you told me it was like a college campus back in the day, right?
Yep.
Like I feel like there's just so many interesting stories that could go on like that. That's not as close as like TV shows, but at least where me and Evan like grew up, that we didn't have anything going on.
Oh yeah, there was that open campus. Well, a lot of our buildings had like there were only 1 story, and then there were a couple that were like 2. Most were 2. Then we had one that was 3 or 4, but the main thing was all the openness of the campus. Like lots of fights, lots of dumb shit, like a firecracker. People would set off like fireworks and stuff, and I remember like rounding one of the corners of a building, hearing people scream and yelling, and hearing a firecracker go off, and like not knowing if it was a firecracker or a school shooter. Because like we had threats on Twitter like every other week, and just like all the time, and so it was just dumb.
We had a couple classes in trailers. That was about it.
We had the only time there were some at McEachern, because the buildings were getting renovated or something. They were like, hey, these things have been up since the school opened, so we should probably get rid of this mold that's been here since JFK. Like
we threw there was like an experiment that we had to do. You know what I'm talking about, Kory, with the potato.
Yeah, I know.
We had an experiment where we had like to bring a sack of potatoes to school, and we like opened one of the like ceiling tiles. We just like throw potatoes up in the ceiling.
Throw them up in there.
And we did it at the beginning of the school year, and then we went back at like the end of the school year and like looked up in there. We put our phone in there to see, and the potato had like grown sprouts and stuff, and it's gross. It's probably still up there.
Yeah,
that's
6 years later.
You see how boring like the fun we had to create compared to like, I'm sure like you had a lot going on in high school or something.
I tried not to. I would go to class. I would go to band. I would go home. That was it.
Here's a question. Because your high school is so big and so open, was it one of those things like you could like go out of the campus to get, you couldn't ever leave to get lunch or something?
No, you could not.
Could you ever eat lunch on campus? Like
you had like certain spots you could eat lunch outside of. Like there was the like the actual cafeteria, which is like a food court. Like it's about the size of a mall food court. Like it was we had plenty of choices and everything. And then you could like eat outside from like plenty of buildings. But yeah, we could like, there was times that we used to like get sandwiches and just go outside and sit.
No, for us, it was like as soon as you were inside, the gate, the gates were closed.
Oh, they would close gates down. Yeah,
absolutely not.
You try to go outside, you couldn't even leave the lunchroom for lunch. Like if you tried walking around like the school, you'd get in trouble.
They had hall monitors.
Oh God, no,
it was awful.
Pretty terrible.
There was times I would like, if I had to get between classes, I would like cut through our stadium to get like across campus, because I was like, this is the fastest way, and I have 8 minutes, so I'm going to do that.
Look at that. He has to manage his time to get to class. Like,
yeah,
it would only take us like 30 seconds to walk to class.
No, and people would like hang outside of like out of their buildings and stuff and like meet up in between classes. And I was like, why would you? I would always be running from, I don't know, maybe there was just bad time management or like bad class picking, but I would always be like pinballing back and forth between every building.
Were you that kid running across?
No, oh, absolutely not.
Your arms behind your back.
No, to take it back to account, like that firecracker story, like that was going off and I was just walking and I literally was like, cool, I'm going to round this corner and get shot at, but I'm still going to walk to class. Like, I'm still just going to like, this won't even make me run. I don't care. So like, I never ran ever.
Gotcha.
I hated it.
Okay. Bob's Burgers movie. Evan was telling me about this. I haven't heard about this, but I used to really like the show. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just haven't kept up with it. Travis, have you heard about this movie? No. Okay. You haven't heard about it.
Not a whole lot to say about it. I just saw it this morning. It's just like it's an actual Bob's Burger movie. It looks exactly the same, but with more shadows. Like it's just like the Simpsons movie was, just a little bit
that's what I was
higher
gonna say.
quality.
Is it like the Simpsons? Do they have? Is it just like a bunch of episodes together, or is it like does it have its whole storyline?
Yeah, it's like its own story where it's like a sinkhole appears in front of the restaurant.
So it is the Simpsons movie.
It is
literally the Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
As soon as he said sinkhole, but
I didn't even put that together. Yeah.
That's all we got from our end, Travis. You got any updates? Any new tattoos or pop culture updates?
I'm trying to remember when I got my most recent tattoo, if it was before the last or after the last podcast. But my whole arm is lightning bolts now, so there's that. I'm just kind of working, teaching drums,
going to hockey games,
a lot of them.
Yeah, Lads doing all right.
Win here, lost there. They've won all three. They won all three this past weekend. So they did their little series sweep. So
did you guys go this last? I don't know, Kory.
I went on Friday. There was a Friday one, there was a Saturday one, and then Sunday was in Greenville. I went Saturday. I gave my friends my ticket to a friend, and then because I was down in Tampa, because I had a friend be like, "Hey, I have free tickets if you get down here." I was like, "I am on my way." So that's what I did.
Travis invited me to go on Friday, but I had obligations of things I've never done before. You know,
and never for the fourth time. If that's what you're talking
about. Yeah.
I've seen Spider-Man 4 times now. I might see it one more time.
I need to go back and see it again.
I find something like very small each time. I find something new each time. Yeah.
That movie has a lot. There's no way you're...
didn't it just pass Titanic for highest grossing movie?
It just passed. So. Yeah. The thing that I saw was it passed the original Avengers.
Yeah. So it's in the top 10.
Yeah, it's like 8. It's 8th right now. I think that was the last thing I saw this morning.
And they're getting all my money to keep going back.
I would go back and see it if I had time. It was so good.
How about I'll buy you tickets and you trade me an Evan Gladiators tickets?
Or I can just give you those tickets. I do have 2 extras that I have to use.
Yes, and then I got to give Evan that jersey I told you to get him, the white $10 one.
Yeah, it's still sitting in my room. Freshly packaged. So
Kory asked me to go the other week and I got COVID, so couldn't go.
That's why we're filming this way.
Nice. Hey. Nope.
Yeah,
went all the way to Mexico, and I tested negative after I came off the boat. So I was like, "Yes, bro."
Nice. You are one of the few people who I know who got the booster, and I'm the only one of people I know who got it. I'm like, it's gotten me this far.
The moment they were like, "You can get," I was like, "Booster." I'm like, "Give me the booster seat." Yeah.
I knew people who would they were trying to go get it before it even came out. They were just trying to go get another shot. And then when it was approved for everyone to get it, I didn't know anybody who was even trying to get it. I'm like, well, you guys are going to go get it. I'm going to go get it.
I should have got my booster and my flu shot because now I haven't got my flu shot. Because you can get them on the same day, but you can't get them within 2 weeks of each other. So if you get one or the other, you have to wait 2 weeks.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now there's Flurona you got to look out for.
Yeah, you got to look out for everything, bro.
Is what is that? Is that a real thing or is that just a meme?
Influenza, whether it's mixed with influenza. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just mutating. That's just what happens. It's just a virus.
This is the beginning of the end.
It's Plague Inc. It's Plague Inc. It's that point where you're like, oh, they're developing a vaccine too quickly. Let me make it more spreadable.
I really loved that game. Now that you just I don't know why I just thought
it was so good. Me and my brother were talking about it.
Did you ever buy the paid version, I guess, where you could oh yeah. Okay.
Nope.
I would do that and I would come up with like the craziest stuff, and I don't remember what I name it, but like you could like name it and stuff.
Yeah.
You could weaponize it.
People would like die too quickly. You're like, okay, I gotta make them not shit their brains out. And
that's exactly what we were talking about. We were like, we're in that part in the game where you're like, okay, they're fighting back a little too well. Let's make it more spreadable, less deadly. Mm-hmm. But in 10 minutes in the game, so I guess in a year.
Sneezing's okay. Kidney failure, not yet.
I'm gonna have to download that afterwards.
Yeah, right.
I just figured out the other day, kidneys are the ones that process like medicine, right? And then liver's the one that processes like alcohol. I thought I got like liver failure the other day. I think I told both of you this.
Yeah, yes, you did.
I was like, oh, this thing on my blood work came back and it says that something with my liver is too high. And I was like, oh, I can't drink no more. Like I'm I'm gonna have liver failure. But they were just like, you gotta stop eating so much chilies in your diet. No more Miller's Ale House for you.
I saw those burgers. Like I said,
you said that.
I literally was like, it's literally all your burgers.
I mean, if I've eaten like 50 different places many times, it's definitely catching up to me. But all right, getting into the Quacking Pancakes question of the day. This kind of plays off the whole Plague Inc. thing with just being able to invent and create new stuff. But okay, maybe we can let Travis start with this. Unless,
I have no idea what I'm going to say.
So. Oh Lord, what is it?
Okay, if you could invent a new country, what would it be called, and how would you describe it in terms of geography, culture, seasons, that kind of stuff?
God, okay, I don't have a name. Geography, I would want it to be. It needs to be a little bit mountainous with some like open areas, right? So you can go like mountain climbing and stuff, but then also you have like the valley, I guess, area. So something similar to like Switzerland, that area, Germany, how Germany can be like super flat, and then also all those mountains. So I'd say something like that. So once you get up in the mountains, it's pretty, but trying to come up and down for stuff is always a pain in the ass. What was the geography? There's more to that?
No, geography, culture,
seasons,
that kind of stuff.
What is the exact population of your
exact population would be 2,538,719, with about a tenth of the population being pregnant currently.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. Unemployment rate's not going to be high. It's going to be like, maybe 3%. Good minimum wage. Government's not going to suck, because if the government does suck, they die. That's simple. Really keeps them in line. Culture, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Just chill. Nobody does anything bad. Yeah, chill culture. Everybody fucks up.
So here's a question, because I didn't really think this far through into, in terms of unemployment rate, where you'd see like not higher than 3%. You'd want there to be a chance of there being unemployment, like.
Yeah. If somebody can't get it, if somebody sucks at their job, I mean, you know what? Deport them out. Okay. You either die or deport. That's it. You get the 2 Ds. You don't fuck up, you die, or you get deported. Those are your 3s. The 3 Ds that you live by. Are
you bordering other countries, or is it like an island country?
For a 2 mil, it would probably border. Mm-hmm. It would probably be. I'd like take a chunk out of somewhere over there. So
okay.
I would just take a stick, draw a line, and this is it. It's I don't know. Don't cross the line of Ecovia. Mm-hmm. Don't cross Ecovia. There it is, right there. Don't cross Ecovia.
Don't cross Ecovia.
There we go. So that'd be it. So
Dr. Mulvaney.
Yeah.
So I was just playing the first Red Dead Redemption this past week while I was sick, and I really like the idea of you can be in the desert in like Mexico 1 second and then ride your horse for like 5 minutes and you're in the mountains where it's all snowy.
Yes.
So I like the idea of that, where they're just like every single biome is just like really enclosed in one area. So I probably do something like that. A little river running right through, so you can like cross borders and stuff, but it's like one country. So I would call it Evansville, like Indiana.
Evansville.
You would name a country Ville?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Going super basic, named after its founder.
Ville. Just Ville.
Just yeah. Population though, I don't know.
I just spit out a number. I thought 2 mil was high. Yeah, just 5. That's it.
Yeah.
Population of 5.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like one person in each town. They're like, "Oh, hello, how you doing?" It's like, all right, let's see a culture. I don't know. Every little city, they're different. I guess it's like a different person. That's about it. Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
The whole thing.
What about you, Kory?
I don't like seasons. Like, I don't like. This is the main reason why I don't like Georgia. I don't like how like it's cold one day, next day it's like 105,000 degrees. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't like seasons. I would get rid of seasons completely. Like, it'd just be like 75 degrees all the time. It'd have like, mountains on one side, and then like, it's like the beach on the other, and it sounds like I'm describing.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're describing California right now. That's
I'm
what you're doing.
California.
That's what
but
you're
the difference
doing.
the difference is that this country would have like animals that aren't here. We'd have more kangaroos, and they'd just be roaming the streets and stuff, and like assembled into the culture. Like I feel like kangaroos can provide a lot of value to society.
I want kangaroo bodyguards.
Because they're great at boxing.
They're great at boxing, and as they're throwing the lefts and rights, you reach in the pouch into the blicky, and that's it.
Well, hang on. That would mean that I think only female kangaroos can be security guards, because I don't think males have pouches.
That's fine. Useless.
That's job discrimination. Then there'd be no job discrimination in my country. No,
that's not true. The males would do something else, but they just wouldn't be my bodyguards. I'm saying for like me, myself, they can have their own jobs, elsewhere. They can be, flipping burgers or something. I don't know. But
I mean, I think a lot about like, when's the last time either of you have seen like Kangaroo Jack?
Never.
You haven't?
I've never seen Kangaroo Jack.
2 of them?
There was one that was real, and then there was.
I saw the real one. I've seen both of them.
I've seen both.
The real one where he's in Vegas or whatever.
I think I don't remember. I haven't seen. Movie changed my life though. That's when I was like, if I could be any animal, I'd want to be a kangaroo, and I hope I get a pouch. Maybe it's just like lucky. I get a pouch. Anyways,
that's such a like a 5-year-old question. Like, yeah, if I was an animal, I would be like. I hate that question. People are like, if you're an animal, what would you be like? I'm not. No.
We just had this question on our podcast like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, Lord. Good. I would have been like...
You have an answer?
No. A Homo sapien. Done. Next.
We've had 10 episodes, and our only episode to get copyright claimed is because of a kangaroo.
We had a kangaroo video in it.
Let's go, baby.
And it was a man. It wasn't even like a real video. It was just like a man punching a kangaroo in the face.
You guys got copyright strike for that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, we hate YouTube. YouTube is the worst.
Besides just kangaroos living among humanity and providing good towards society, it would just pretty much be California. But I don't know. I kind of want to be an island.
Would you put saddles, like old school horses on the kangaroos, and like that's how you get around?
Wait, what?
Like you would ride the kangaroo, yeah, like a horse. Like, or would you have cars and stuff, or would it be like the culture to be like, all right, guys, get them out. I'm just gonna hop on down to the bar real quick, quite literally hop on down to the bar.
Can kangaroos even support a human on their back?
With their muscles?
These are ginormous. Yeah. These are ginormous kangaroos. Then everyone's absolutely shredded. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't think that far into it, but kangaroos as a form of transport.
Mm-hmm.
But would these kangaroos be looked down upon by the? Would they be looked down upon by the security kangaroo Ubers? Yeah.
Yes.
Kangaroobers.
Kangaroobers.
Yeah. Yes.
In California. What's the name
California. I love that. I'll go there. I was thinking of Old Foundland, but California's all of it.
Old Foundland. What the fuck?
California is a pretty good name. Yep. It's coming soon, 2023. Watch when the show takes off and we can afford a country.
We're buying a country.
like Mr. Beast just buys like an island. We'll buy a country.
Yeah. And then we'll make a movie out of it. You know how like we bought a zoo, so we bought a country. That's simple.
I've never seen it, but I saw it come out. I'm like, I am not watching this.
Yeah, no. I was like, I don't need it. I'm good.
All right. So getting into the actual segment, the moment everyone's been waiting for, even though I've been talking about kangaroos for the past 45 minutes. All right. So this week's topic is talking about restaurants, restaurant vibes, food, drinks, hangout culture, everything in between. And we're going to talk about some of our favorite restaurants and some of our least favorite restaurants, some stories that went along with that. And I guess to start things off, the first question we have on our agenda is just shot out of cannon. What is the best restaurant burger in your opinion? We're talking about casual American dining restaurants, because I know that these kind of peak at some point. You know, they can't compete with something that's a specifically designed burger joint. But what do you think is the best restaurant burger? Travis, do you have something on the top of your mind?
I don't want to get too technical with it and be like, define what a casual restaurant is, but
Chili's,
like, something like
Applebee's
that
type stuff. Yes.
I feel like it's a tie between. Actually, no. This is gonna be kind of left field. It counts as a restaurant because it's casual. Topgolf has an egg on a burger, and that was the first time I had it. Was like that combo, and it was at Topgolf. Amazing, a hidden gem, if you will.
I've only been to Topgolf one time, and it was for Evan's birthday, like
The burger is so good.
6 years ago now. And I remember the food was actually really good, but like that's the only time I've ever been there.
So keeping on with the eggs on the burgers, at Ted's Montana Grill for me, it's got a really good bison burger, and it's like some breakfast. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's got like an egg, bacon, like fresh jalapenos and some like blackberry jam or something on it.
That sounds so good.
So good. And that was the first time I'd ever had an egg on a burger, and it
changes your life.
It's very good. Yeah.
I still haven't had an egg on a burger, even though you've been trying to tell me, because I just don't eat eggs. There's a reason why I don't eat eggs.
That's what I say. Isn't it because you like would drink raw eggs at like 9 at a time back in the day?
That's even more the reason. It's not like it's scrambled eggs. They're like, I don't know, over easy.
It's like over easy sunny side. Like it's like fried. Like
like the yolk is still
You're not
intact.
cracking it and sipping it like what you used to do.
What I used to do.
Like it's prepared.
I still don't dislike eggs in general. Like whenever we go to like Waffle House, I'm like, I really don't want eggs, but I mean, I guess I have to get eggs with this. It's
part of the experience.
So, I mean, what makes it? I don't know. Is it like
the
a
yolk.
Buttery aspect that's different? It's there.
The yolk. It's the like addition. If you can make the yolk a sauce, like, that's basically what it is.
We've talked about this before, Kory, where like you'd get, what do you call it, sunny side up egg, and you'd like dip your toast in the yolk part. When the yolk breaks, it just like soaks into the bun. It's like, so good. And
then you eat it over your fries or like your tater tots. That way they'll always have it for later. It's like it's just an additional flavor.
Well, I haven't tried anything that extravagant, which is not even extravagant, but I just haven't had it yet. And I don't. The thing is like I've had this kind of preconceived idea in my head, like whenever me and Travis go to grab Burger Bar, for example, there's tons of different burgers on the menu, but why would I ever get something that's not the one I get? That's how I feel when I'm like, oh, I guess I could try a breakfast burger one day, but I could just get a regular barbecue bacon cheeseburger from somewhere. But best burger I've had from a restaurant is, I would have to go with Ted's Montana Grill as well, because I think that's, in terms of quality, that's as high as you can get from American dining. But which we just covered this earlier. I eat Chili's and Miller's at least like once every other week. And like,
I will definitely say that Miller's has better burgers than Chili's.
You think so?
I will stand by that. Maybe it's just the Chili's that I like. The Chili's near me has really, I won't even say dropped off. Like that's too casual. Like every time I go in, I'm like, what? So I don't just know if it's a location that has ruined it for me, or
you might be onto something, because I think you're right. Miller's might have the better burger now that I'm thinking about it. I think the thing I'm obsessed with Chili's is I don't think you can really beat the 3 for $10. Which when it's a burger though, they do it as an appetizer, the entree, and a drink. But with a burger, you get the side as well. It's like you're paying $10 for 4 menu items, but it's kind of like the 4 for $4, you know? It's like you can't really beat it. Piggybacking off the 4 for $4, Traps, do you have any opinion, and I know Evan does, on Taco Bell boxes?
I like them. I think given the situation, they're all right. But if you're always getting them, it's like, okay, easy there. But I think they hold usefulness given situations. So
the pricing scheme of Taco Bell blows my mind.
It's so
like
dumb.
You could get a chalupa on like the menu, like as a combo. And it's like $7 for a chalupa and a hard shell taco. Or you could get a box, get a chalupa, a burrito, a chips, cheese dip, and maybe fries if they're around, plus a drink for like $6.99. It's like, what's going on? Why not get the box? I mean,
that's the point, is that they're like, oh, get more food, get it, go ahead.
The thing about Taco Bell though is like everything on the menu tastes exactly the same. It's just kind of in a different form factor. But so that's why that's the only time I could think of like oh, you could get this on the menu, but I always get the box because it's like you are paying for like 6 items for like $5 sometimes. I wouldn't even say that about the 4 for $4 because if I'm going to Wendy's, I probably want something else that's not the 4 for $4 sometimes. That's just me. But
That's what I can't not get the 4 for $4 when I go to Wendy's because I'm like, cool. If I want to commit to a burger or if I want to commit to nuggets, the price doubles immediately. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
I definitely think Wendy's is like the best. What do they call it? It's like calorie per dollar or something like that. Where it's like
the 4 for $4 is good, or the whatever their $5 thing is the biggie bag or whatever. Like that one's fine too.
Like you could get 3 burgers, 18 nuggets. To get 3 4 for $4s for $12. Like,
and that's like barely the price of one Baconator.
Yeah,
absurd.
I was just telling Evan about this the other day. It's like Five Guys.
Oh my god!
It's
you're paying so much for like the additional grease that you're getting.
It's $18 for a burger and regular size fries.
But hey, they put more in the bag. I was
about to say that extra is that scoop.
But you don't get a drink or nothing. No. It's $18.
Five Guys is like a twice a year thing for me. Like that's it. That's all I've worked into the budget. I'm like, man, do I want to pay rent or do I want Five Guys? So
it's ridiculous because like every time I want like a good burger, I do like I hate to say settle. I settle on Miller's or Chili's because I'm like I don't want to really go to McDonald's right now. Nothing wrong with McDonald's, but then there's like Five Guys. Why would I just spend $20 on like dinner right now? And it's just a burger,
Okay, Travis. So now that I know that you have a high standard for your breakfast burgers, so I can hold your opinion to a very high level. I have told Kory that I am not a big fan of Miller's, but I've never had their burgers before. So if I go to Miller's, what burger should I get from there?
There's 2 notable ones that I get all the time. I guess 3, because I think there's like a prime rib burger or something. And I've heard the prime rib's good. I never actually ordered. That's not true. I've had the prime rib before. It's good. But again, it's like you got to understand you're in a place that has 2 bars. And it's like you're in a sports, but you got to understand that the prime burger is good. The Q burger, which is just like the barbecue bacon with the shredded onion rings.
Oh, very good.
Like, that's really good. Like that was me and my roommate's favorite. And I'll switch between that one. And if you like blue cheese, the black and blue burger, they have like blue cheese, like a little blue cheese sauce and crumbles on it. And I always switch between those 2 burgers. So if you like, I like them both. They're quality burgers.
While we're talking about Miller's though, and I guess we could say that Chili's was a part of this conversation. Here's a good question for Travis, because I know he just posted about this on Twitter the other day.
Oh my god, yes.
Which restaurant has the best cheese fries?
Which restaurant between the 2 or just in general?
In general.
It's Grub Burger Bar. Grub Burger Bar. I haven't had any that have beaten that yet.
As much as I agree with that, I would like to know what your opinion is on like the American casual dining. Like if we had to put a cap on it, because Grub Burger Bar's cheese fries are like on a next level. I'm saying like
if I had to pick between them, Buffalo Wild Wings sucks. So like there's a way to do it, right? It can't be cheese sauce. If it's cheese sauce, I want a refund immediately.
I agree.
I'm punching the waitress in the face and asking for my money back. But so it's got to be that. The fries can't be too big. I mean, sometimes big fries are good because you get to hold more on it,
but not like steak fries.
But the steak fries I feel like are just too much. Like it just like why would you do that? And also I feel like it has to be it's got to be like a mixed cheese. It can't just be like here's American. Like it has to have several kinds of cheese, some bacon bits, jalapenos. It's got to be done. Maybe some green onions. It's got to be done right. I haven't had Chili's cheese fries in a long time. Going back to what I said about it, just like committing suicide, like taste wise in my mouth. Like it's just every time I go to Chili's now, I'm just disappointed and I feel like shit immediately after. Yeah. So I don't know if it's my location or if they just done it. Because I used to love Chili's. I would go like once a week, like all the time. Like it was so good. But
did you ever have liver issues?
Not that I know of yet. So who knows? But I like Miller's cheese fries because they're not skinny. They're a good width and they're kind of long and they do the cheese and they do the toppings more on the right side. I don't know. I liked Chili's because they did the skillet. The skillet was nice, but then the only issue with the skillet is that you get some places that are like rock hard bits of cheese. So it was kind of like, oh, I really hope these are good today. So like, when they hit, but they didn't always hit. So that was the issue there.
Chili's is a good choice.
So I got to be completely honest. I don't really go and get cheese fries. There's
Yeah.
a place called Henry's in Atlanta that it's like garlic, Parmesan, and rosemary. I think.
Oh, the Parmesan fries.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
they have that. They have the same thing at Marlowe's. Oh, I take it back. I completely does
take
does
it
Marlowe's count? Does Marlowe's count as going back to the burger question?
I don't
No.
think that's a burger place.
That's fair then. It has a burger. That's all I'm asking. Because I remember they have a similar black and blue burger, but I guess that's a little bit fancier because you can't see anything in there. You walk in, you're immediately like, oh God, hold on. Who's talking to me right now? Like it's that dark in there. But
walking into a Hollister, but
yeah, you're like,
restaurant
oh,
room.
hold on. Where am I gonna buy jeans or order a bev? What is happening? But they have Parmesan garlic fries and Parmesan garlic fries.
Good. So good.
They add, you don't just get French fries. Like right after a while, you're just like fries. But if you get but cheese fries, those are kind of a commitment. Like I always said, they're a little much, but I feel like Parmesan fries are just the right balance to be like, they're not standard fries, but they're not way too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where was it? Was it Burger Fi that we went, Kory, the other day? And they put aioli like all over the fries.
Yeah, it's like a Parmesan, rosemary, and then they put like a garlic aioli on it. And the thing about that is just like it feels too heavy at that point. Like
at least give me the option to dip.
Yeah,
I did not enjoy Burger Fi.
Me and Evan like had it for the first time in like a few years the other day, and like it was one of those things. Like the first bite was really good. After that, like I did not want to finish.
It wasn't good. The food was like mid, and I remember it being pricey. I had it like the very first time I moved into like my first like when I moved out into Ackworth and like downtown Kennesaw. Like there was one like 10 minutes from us. So we went and tried it, and like first off, way too expensive. Second off, they like forgot my order entirely. So like 45 to 50 minutes later, I'm just like walk back downstairs and I'm like, can I have my food? My roommate ate and he's done. Like he might leave me. So I need you to refund me, give me my food, and then pay for my Uber. But it wasn't that great and it was a little pricey.
Yeah, got burgers, fries, and a drink. They're like, that'll be 20. I'm like, 20 something?
No.
What?
Yeah, dude.
I'd have to say, I think Chili's is a good option for cheese fries. Like the shape is very important to me. Like I'm on the same page as you. Like I don't want them like too thin. Like I hate steak fries, that kind of stuff. Like it's got to be like the right fry shape. I have a very like soft spot in my heart for Cheddar's cheese fries. Have you ever been to Cheddar's?
I've been before, but I can't remember if I had the cheese fries or not.
I get cheese fries everywhere I go. So like I'm not.
I'm sure I've had them. I'm sure that like the last time I had it was like 2015 or 2016.
Surprisingly, I'm not sure if like you've had them from here. I'm not sure if it's Longhorn or Outback. One of the two has like really, really good cheese fries.
I've definitely had cheese fries at both those places, but I can't remember if it was Longhorn. No, it's not gonna be Longhorn.
I think it's Outback. I think
it's Outback because Longhorn has the steak fries.
Yes, it's Outback.
It's Outback.
Yes. I think that's the one that like started my whole craze with cheese fries. It had to be Outback because my dad's a huge steak guy. But
I love Outback.
All right. So, what restaurant has the best drinks?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Alcoholic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Because I was gonna say $3 has the best cherry Coke I've ever had in my entire life. It's just Coke and grenadine.
Yeah.
They just take it behind the counter and just put a little grenadine in it. So good.
Oh.
But I gotta think on alcoholic
best drinks. There's a couple of layers because there's like the uniqueness of it and like the fun, but also then the price, which is why I fell in love so hard with Miller's, is because it's like you could get like mules and stuff, like mules, margaritas, like mixed drinks for like significantly less than you would anywhere else, like $6, which is like pretty cheap compared to other places. Like if you wanted to get like a blueberry smash somewhere. Like I just know that there are tons of restaurants who have those with like blueberry smashes. Some places there are $12, other places they're like maybe 15, but like something like that at Miller's is gonna cost you like $8 at max. So like even a double shot of something isn't even $10. So like of good stuff too.
So just to clarify, because previous questions were about like these American restaurants, I'm saying for drinks we can probably consider all restaurants of any kind, of anything, as long as it serves fruit.
This man wants to say something that has to do with margaritas or something.
Chili's used to have, actually, they probably still do have Chili's has great drinks too. And I remember them not being like super expensive. Like they had the $5 margarita Thursdays.
Yeah.
Those things were awesome. Those are what got me in love with margaritas. Those were great. Yeah, Miller's is cool. Trying to think of some other places that are like, I don't know. It's anywhere that has like fun drinks instead of just like, hey, do you see what you have at the like? Look at the handles we have, and we have soft drinks. So whatever combination you priorly know, those kind of restaurants just are like, man, there's too much that I got to do. Like, there's not like if I wanted to do this, I could just stay at home and like made my own Crowner Cook or something, as opposed to like, oh, cool, let me go out and do this. So it's, I think the addition of like pre-made like specialty cocktails are huge.
For that reason, I have to say Matt's in Statesboro. It's just so easy. They got like the same 4 mixed drinks there. Would always, for me anyways, like my friends and I would always just get like a picture of it, like just something different every week. It's like, oh, just get the picture of the whatever that has the blue curacao.
Yes, that's literally the exact, like pretty much the exact same thing with like Miller's. Like they have like 4 pictures and anything like that. Like you're just like, yeah, let's do it. A place that I loved, I only went there like twice, but I loved it, and it's no longer in the location that it's at. I don't know if it moved or if it's just gone. It was called Front Page News in Little 5 Points, like right next to that Vortex right there.
Yep.
It's a Hudson Grill now, but they had the fish bowls, which is quite literally what you're thinking of. They would fill a fish bowl, a plastic fish bowl, bring it to you, and you'd have to drink it with like 4 friends. It was like a 4-person minimum, but it was just cool for them to bring out like an actual plastic fish bowl full of just like a mixed drink that they're like, here you go.
Yep.
Any place that does something like that, it automatically goes up in factor because you're like, oh, this is like a cool, unique thing that I can do here. Like, sure, any place could be like, yeah, we could technically put 4.5 to 6 mixed drinks in a bucket and then give you straws and say, have fun. Or we can just go ahead and do it for you and like know that people are going to love it. So like, I wonder if you can walk in and do that. It's like, yeah, make these 5 mixed drinks and just put it in the pitcher and just bring it to me with 2 straws. Yep. That's it.
Just give me a biggest glass.
Yeah.
So I think you guys know I'm a huge margs guy, no matter what the genre of food is. I think my favorite marg to get from a restaurant is probably Tim Lizzie's.
Tim Lizzie's has great margaritas. Yeah,
they got like all the different flavors and stuff. I think for a company Christmas party, I tried at least 3 different ones, and I think they had like a peach, a mango, a strawberry, and like I love like
margaritas are so like, I don't have a better word besides customizable in terms of like flavors, but like when I was in Mexico, I had a mango margarita. Oh, that was great. I had that, and it was like another weird fruit from down there. I think it was like a pomegranate one. It was weird, but it was like it worked. So just anything like that. I love those type of. I'm just thinking about all kinds of margaritas now.
He's gonna go get a margarita after this.
No, I have Crown waiting for me.
I gotcha. And besides margaritas, though, Travis, have you had Grindhouse Killer Burgers?
Grindhouse.
You haven't had it?
No,
I've never had it. It's good.
There's 3 locations in the city. I said it's my favorite Atlanta burger.
Where? Grindhouse. Where is it?
Yeah, definitely write that name down. Evan, you know how to describe it. I'm so bad with directions.
Grindhouse Killer Burgers.
One over by the state. It's like just south of the stadium. There's another one in Decatur.
I see him. I see him all right here. Yeah, there's one. Yeah, Druid Hills area. Oh, yeah, I've never been that far for a burger. Wait,
it's not just a burger though. They have pretty decent.
DiGiorno.
they have pretty different decent cheese fries, although they're crinkle cuts. I don't like crinkle cuts, but I was gonna say, like, for someone who doesn't like beer that much, they have like my favorite beer there, like that they make themselves,
which is
it's just called the Grindhouse Lager, and I'm not really sure how I would describe it in taste. Evan, can you help me out here?
I think this is like a like if you just think of beer, that's what it is. I don't know, but it's really good. There's something about it. It's
Interesting. There are a couple of beers that I like. I don't know if it's like flavored and stuff. Like my favorite beer ever is the Sweetwater Blue. It's like it's an ale or a wheat. I don't remember. I can't remember. But they put it on tab at Miller's once. And they took it off. Broke my heart, but it was okay because I didn't need to drink that much beer. But like it smelled like a blueberry muffin. It was awesome. There's that. I've had a grapefruit beer before anything that just doesn't taste like stock beer is great. But then I've had other ones. Like I've had I don't know, Norwegians do it right. I love Norwegian like ales and stuff. Like what is Blue Moon Norwegian? No, it's not. It's Belgian, Norwegian. Those are the ones I'm like, nice. These guys did it right. So I don't know if I just don't like this stuff, but
Drew was just telling us last time he was on here about Creature Comforts.
I just got them from his recommendation. They're pretty good.
They have some flavors. There's some that are cool that I like. There's some that are like they taste well, but like I would never like have a glass to myself. And it's like it's all situational. Like if I go out with my friends who like really want to go to a brewery, like I'll be like, all right, fine. Like I'll get something.
Drinking a beer like at home tastes a lot different than like being out doing something and drinking a beer. It's like you don't taste the same
ever
in a different location. It's weird.
It's the whole like, oh, I'm out doing something. I had to pay for this. Like this one beer cost me more than like the 6-pack entirely did. Like it's got to be better. So,
do you guys like Guinness? I still haven't tried it yet. I'm scared.
It's so thick and dark. The only time I have a friend who loves Guinness. She loves it. The only time I've had a little bit of Guinness was when I did my first Irish car bomb, and it's just heavy.
What's an Irish car bomb?
You put Bailey's Irish cream, the shot.
Okay.
It's basically a Jaeger bomb, but it's inside. It's Irish cream and then Guinness as like the chaser. So like, if I remember correctly, it's like 2 pints of Guinness like stacked up, and you put the shot glass in between, and then you have to like bang the table until one goes. But they just gave it to me as like as a bomb. But like that's the official thing is you have to put 2 glasses there, and you have to put the shot glass in between, and whatever one the shot glass falls into, you have to then chug. But it's all right.
I just wouldn't want to like order it at a restaurant and then hate it, and then it's just sitting there.
Well, most places are like, I guess at like a restaurant.
Yeah, I guess you get like little.
But yeah, they're like, hey, can I taste this or whatever? Because I know that like every bar that I've been to, it's like, can I taste that real quick? And because if I go places and they're like, you gotta drink beer. I'm like, yeah. What Mexican beer do you have? Give me a fucking Corona or a Dos Equis. Actually, I don't like Dos Equis. Modelo and Sol are my like top 2. But
I was gonna say, speaking of Mexican, though, I know you have a tendency to lean towards Mexican restaurants as your venue of choice before hockey games. But me and you were previously talking about how like a lot of the times I'll be going with you to like eat, and the food there is so bad, but you're like, but dude, the drinks here are so cheap.
Yeah, the drink. Yeah, the drink. Yeah, yes, that's it. Because like if you're going to like a sporting event or something, or like any event that you have to like, you're gonna get just I don't know what other like the event tax. It's like, hey, like if you were anywhere else, this would cost like maybe $5, but because you've already paid to get in the building, it costs $10 more. Like any time like that, you might as well like sports games. Like you got to. It's like if I want to pay like $9 for like a big margarita before I go into a game that I then can only buy like one drink for the whole game and be chilling, I'd rather do that. But it's mainly because like Mexican places, you can get those big margaritas and they'll like hit you.
Those huge
perfect.
ones.
Yeah, you get the big ones and they'll hit you perfectly for like any sports events. They're great. Plus, like even if you aren't hungry, you can do like chips and salsa, chips and queso, or like you can split nachos. I just think that like it's the quickest for I don't know. Like if you're doing something before Mexicans, just like, oh cool, let's get like Mexican real quick. We'll have a couple tacos, down this margarita, and we'll go. As opposed to like, oh, here comes this burger that I have to like. I'm not just gonna hork it down. So
So I know, like, you've mentioned this before when I've gone with you. We'll go to a Mexican restaurant, have drinks, go to the game. Do you go to Mexican restaurants afterwards too? Have you done that?
Sometimes, yes. Just cause like it's like, man, if I don't gotta be anywhere the next day, or like it depends on how far I have to go after, right? Or like who I'm with. So if like I'm by myself, maybe I won't. And I've like, if I'm by myself, I really won't. I'll just like go. I'll bite the bullet at the game for like one, and I'll go home, and that'll be it. But if I'm like going with someone, and like I meet them before, it's like maybe not. But if like we don't really meet before, we go to the game and we had great and we had fun, and it's like, okay, cool. Now like comes like the catch up or whatever, like the hangout. We'll do it after. There used to be a Tin Lizzie's right next to the Glads Arena, but like, it's temporarily closed. I don't know if it's gonna open back up or not because they're building all those decks. But like we used to go there all the time and just like get queso and like a couple margs
Skillets.
after the game. Yeah, because normally I would just not eat. Just have popcorn and stuff, and then it's kind of like, okay, anything I drank during the game and now is now all negated by food. So
what is, this is a question for everyone, but what is, in your opinion, the best restaurant for hanging out, whether it's for sporting events or, you know, parties or celebrations of some kind? What is your go-to restaurant choice?
Now wait. This is a whole thing. Are we only talking about restaurants?
Yeah,
or are we talking about like bars and things as well?
Yes.
Because it's like there are places that there's restaurants that have bars, but then there's also bars that have restaurants. So it's kind of like weird to do it like Chili's, any like Longhorn, like Outback. I would say that those are like a restaurant with a bar. Miller's kind of teeters because it has two, so I guess it's just like restaurant bar. Like, but places like the Vortex, like I would say that that's a bar with a restaurant or something like that.
So let's say you're going to watch like NHL playoffs or anything like that. Where would you want to go? Where's the vibe? You're in the hockey town.
I'm in a hockey town, and it's I would not go to a restaurant at all. I would go somewhere that like I can, if needed to, and like my server takes too long, I can personally walk up to a bar, get their attention, get it, and then come back. So something like the Battery, like right, the Battery style type thing where it's like, yeah, you can easily get drinks, whatever, and if you're also sitting down, cool, like that's fine too. But like, I just think that like if you're at a restaurant and you're watching a game, like it's just gonna take so. Because I've done that before. I've had to go with friends. And I'm like, I just want to go to this place. We'll sit at the bar and it'll be fine. But no, sitting at a table, like doing one of those things, it's just like you just wait so much longer. You're like, hey, I want this thing. I guess I'll wait 10 minutes for it, maybe. So like anything where it's like the service is a bit like quicker. It doesn't have to be like cleaner, I guess you could call it. Like, it's like, hey, what do you want? You want another one? Cool. Okay, cool. I'm here. And so like before you can even finish like want to drink, they're like, you want another one? And then after that, what do you want? And so it's kind of like something where you, I guess, is keeping up with the energy level that you are setting watching a game or like hanging out with friends or anything like that. Like if you're going like hanging out with family and stuff, like obviously do like a restaurant or something, like that's fine, where you have that more time to like interact with the people who are at your like table. But if you're like going to hang out and like there's like 3 of you or something, like go somewhere where you can also run into like another group of 3 people or another group of 2 people. We don't have to be like, that table over there said something pretty funny, so I'm going to laugh here and hope that my cosmic laughter, they know. But like at a bar, if someone says something funny, you literally just turn left, laugh, maybe comment on it, and then turn back around. If it, at the very least, if not, like you're going to talk to that person a couple more times throughout the night. So just anywhere, I feel like it depends on like the intimacy level of your outing, I guess, that you want. Like if you're shooting shit with the friends, go somewhere where you guys, it's like, it's quick and dirty and it's just fun. Like you can meet a bunch of other people. That just blared my eyes out with that commercial. But yeah, just something like that. So where it's like quicker responses. And so it's like the momentum of the night doesn't, or like the event that's happening doesn't get like drawn back with like waiting. It's like you'll wait a little bit, but also like at one point or another, it's like you're never gonna be waiting that long. Especially like
I agree.
a bar thing, something like that.
I agree with the whole like a bar that, oh hey, they also serve food. Like
Yeah.
there was, I don't remember the name of it, but there was a place that one of my friends and I went to in Charleston, and it was, I think it was like an Irish bar. It was probably called like
It's like a pub
McDougal's or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? O'Kelly's or something like that. I don't know. But
That's an O'Reilly's.
yeah, that's exactly what it was. Guys, serve tires on the side. But they had like TVs in every booth section, and it's like, okay, if we want to watch like HGTV, go ahead. If you want to watch, the World Cup, whatever, it's fine. You can watch that. But then they had like a million other TVs everywhere. So go to the bar, get your drink, come back. You got all your friends sitting in the booth. You're watching whatever you want, and it's like that's it.
That'd be a dream. That'd be because like if you go to a bar places, you have to like hope that nothing else is going to conflict with it or that you can get a TV, which is why like anywhere that has several TVs is always great because like I'll pick one that's like there is no way someone else is looking at this TV at all, so I will just request it.
It's got like 30% brightness. It's like half the screen isn't even working.
Yeah,
it's
at the section of the bar where if you like lean back too far, like if you push your seat out to go to the bathroom, you might accidentally end up in the kitchen, like making somebody's food. Like it's always those TVs. That's like, I'll take this. But like if it's empty, but like I guess like that's a very niche thing. Like if you're going somewhere and like you want to watch something that like the rest of the bar is not going to be watching, like that's one thing. But if you're going to a bar that like is going to be playing everything, like the one thing, like it doesn't matter where you sit or do anything, like you're gonna see it all. And then at that point, it's definitely like the intimacy factor. That's like
I think when we went
here.
Yeah, when we went, there was like a golf tournament going on, but it was like the Olympics were also on. It's like we don't really care about this golf thing that's on. Can we put the Olympics on, please? So, yeah, I don't know.
I've been to the Battery a few different times with Travis, and I will say, like,
have you ever been upstairs?
No, I haven't. Are we talking about like what sports and social?
Yeah, like the PBR bar, basically upstairs of like all that. Oh my god, because that's a whole different experience.
Are you describing the time? Are you describing the time that me, you, and John were hanging out?
Yeah, and we went up, and you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, I didn't know if you'd ever been up there on a different occasion.
No,
because like I mean, it's all it really is like if you took half of what sports and social is, where it's like the bar half, where like the ping pong tables are, and like maybe a table or two, like that's the whole upstairs. Like there's 2 bars, and then inevitably a dance floor. So kind of like a more open what we did in Nashville, where it was like swimming pool of people, stage, an outside section. But like that's all it really is. It's a little bit more open, but like that's definitely more of like really fast, really dirty. Just like, hey, can I get a drink? Okay, thanks, bye. And then you just find your space.
Well, what had happened is that during that time, I think like people had just gotten out of like quarantine. Like this was like in the summer of 2020. So like people were starting to go back out. And I was like, I'm not going.
I should not have gone up there. He was like, bro, we're not gonna. I remember that. He was like, bro, we're not gonna stay forever. It'll be fine. And then we're getting kicked out of the bar. It's literally like, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Get out. And he's like, bro, I was just about to get a bitch. I was like, no, you weren't, dude. You were dancing semi-close to a girl who was holding somehow both hands behind her back with her boyfriend. It was craziest thing. They were both like almost prisoner. Like they were facing opposite ways, but both their hands were still locked. So they were like, yeah, I'm out with my friends, but I'm still obviously committed. It was weird. But like, I was like, who are you talking to? And she was like, hi. And like, I think I went for like a fist bump or something. She's like, oh, I can't. I like looked over and that's what she was doing. I was like, what? It was so odd.
My thing about the Battery in general is that obviously it's connected to the Brave Stadium. And like, that's the only thing I can think of where it's like, I can imagine a lot of people in Atlanta, like some of them might not care about the Falcons. A lot of them, might not watch basketball. A lot of them definitely don't care about hockey. No. But if you're going to the Battery, a lot of people are probably there to like watch
the Braves. Dude, yeah, being there like during because there are times that I've definitely like not caring about a city sport like a sport that's right attached to a place you want to go to like that, and then getting there and being like, why is this so busy? And then realizing there's a game happening or that like everyone's having a watch party. You're kind of like, well, shit, now I am a part of this watch party. Right. So like, it's never bad because you're like, they'll have it up on TVs. Everyone's cheering. So like, all you got to do is cheer along too and just like, I guess buy into it, not be a stickler, but like watch parties there. I think like if you're in a place where that's the main focus and like you buy into it, like it's going to be way more enjoyable than anything else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's like, that goes for anything. That's like, if you go to a restaurant and like, this is the vibe of the restaurant and like, not even sports bars. Like, you take sports bars out of it, which is kind of weird to do, but like, I know there are a couple of bars that like are my favorites and they're like, so not social construct of like, yeah, you go in and there's like bar, TV stuff. Like, I think my all-time favorite bar is in Tampa. It's called Gen X Tavern. And it's like this just rented out space at like a bottom of like a hotel business building, just ground floor. I think there are apartments above it, to be honest. I have no idea. But you go in, there's one bar in the middle and like some tables off to the side. And there's like a back room that has some couches and stuff. But the whole theme of it is it's Generation X. So there's like N64s, skee ball. You got like air hockey. You got like just old school games. You can play like darts. You can play basketball. There's pinball. Like they just and then they have like a tiny dance floor section. But like walking in there, you're like, nice. I'm not like, it's not in your face. Like you're in a club. Like I hate clubs so much. They're dark, they're loud, and they're just at you.
Mm-hmm. That's the one thing I was disappointed about with the Chromatic Dragon is I wanted it to be cool, but it was like, Kory and I talk about this all the time. It was like an Applebee's with video games. Like it was just like all the lights were on. And it's like, oh, do you guys want to play solitaire? Like
no. This one's like the layout of it's cool too. Like there's like on like all the walls. Like it's not like in the center being like the holy light of like, who's gonna get fucked with this. Like you go off to the side and there's like a million TVs and like 3 of them are playing like somehow all plugged into this like N64 GameCube thing. And there's like in the back there's another TV and just more stuff to like hang. That's more of just like you go and you hang out. Mm-hmm. Like maybe if you have a dollar bill or two, like you'll play skee ball or do something. But like other than that, you're just you walk in, like music's good, not too loud. There's some TVs to like see sports or if you want to do anything. But like the bar top is like, it's like LED, I guess, under it. But like, that's the whole bar top. So it'll like change colors like the whole time that you're there. So it's like, you're not just staring at like a black top or something. Like it's just, and you can walk away, do something, come back.
Have you guys ever been to Battle and Brew? Like I've never been there, but I guess it's like
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it. I guess it's just like something where
it's a brew house
with like games and shit. Like it sounds similar to what you're describing, but I've never.
I mean, it's just anything where it's like, especially our age gap. They're like, or everyone who's grown up like playing video games, just hanging out. Like if you just incorporate drinking and maybe like some food here or there into it, like. You're gonna have a blast if you can like again like quickness of like walking up to a bar, getting a drink or something, and then like going back to sit down on the couch and like chilling with your friends, maybe playing this like random because like who's gonna play an N64 at home? Like maybe you'll find it like you'll find it clean. Yeah, you'll play it when you like are cleaning up or like moving something. You're like, oh, I forgot I had this. Let me play it for a second, right? Like I did that with my old Game Boy. I was like, oh, I have a Game Boy. I played it for like an hour, and I was like, that was it. I did have a Game Boy. Done. But like. Just any of those, like, because I know a lot of breweries are like that to where it's like, you can just get a beer or two, you can try these, and then like you can just go and like relax. But I feel like the only thing with breweries and me is that like there's nothing to do at a brewery except drink beer and like hang out. So it's like I need some kind of stimulation. Like if I'm just gonna drink beer and hang out, I can do it at home.
Okay, well, so what about like a Dave and Buster's where like you could drink and then there's also
I love it. I love Dave and Buster's for that reason. Because it's like hey, cool, yeah, in between this game of like this, or like if the game I'm waiting on, like I want to play air hockey, if people are playing air hockey, let me just go get a drink, come back and do that. Like Dave and Buster's is great. It's awesome. Man, yeah. We went there to start my friend's 21st. Like that was the very first event, like in the afternoon. We were like, just go play some games, do some stuff. But yeah, those are the fun ones. That's a good one. Dave and Buster's is a good one. Because there's like things to keep you stimulated. Because if not, like you might as well just be sitting at home, chilling with friends, drinking. Like there's no real reason to be like, we gotta go somewhere and sit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess if like the location is cool, like, like I would like if like a downtown, like there's a lot of downtown places. Like I hate saying that, but like, you know, out back in the Wild West where everyone was like, yeah, we're gonna go downtown to, you know, it's the only place we can do something. Like going those places, like those are fine. Like downtown Roswell, I think I went one time and just like got a couple drinks and just sat. Like that's cool. Like those are all fine, but
bar hopping's cool too, where it's like, oh, this is getting kind of old. Let's just go next door. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. 15 minutes. All right, let's go to
bar hopping. I remember like the first time I like discovered the point of like or discovered bar hopping. I thought it was like so much more intense than what it was. When really it's like, hey, I went to this place and I had one drink and I didn't like it. So now I'm gonna go over here and I have officially bar hopped. And it's like, I thought I was like, yeah, you gotta turn up at one place, end it, go over, gotta turn up even harder. When really you could just,
there's too much jumping.
Yeah, there's too much. But when really it's just like, all right, this scene's dead. Not feeling it anymore. But yeah, any places, which is also why I like the Batteries, because like we always end up at Sports and Social just because like that's where the cool place is. But like I've been to Punch Bowl there too, and like it's just another version of Sports and Social where you're sitting down and hanging, and there's some stuff to do. There's not a lot to do, which is why you like leave, but still. But I mean, I guess also like some main bars and stuff like have live music and like dance floors and stuff, but like it's cool once or twice. But then you're like, I gotta dance doing this. I gotta drink enough to be okay with the idea of dancing.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you guys see it that I got bored real quick of just dancing, and then I was like, how do I terrorize this bar men's bathroom right now?
You'll just hit people at random times.
You gotta keep engaged.
Cup check.
Oh,
yeah, man. You gotta cup check it, bro. That's it. You gotta make sure it's working. If you can feel it, you're good to go home with a lady. Easy, done.
As soon as like the next day, me and Evan left like your house, we just talked for like 10 minutes after. We're like, why did he do that? He just did that out of nowhere. Like,
you guys said that the next day. You like asked me about it, and I was like, I didn't do that. And then like as soon as I said that, my brain was like, no, you did. And here's all the repressed memories that just took place. I was like, oh yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
that's why I hate like at Gen X, like there's always something to do. But I guess at a dance club, I'm like, all right, I gotta do something, man. My ADHD middle school brain is kicking in, bro. I gotta do something.
I mean, to be fair, when I'm drinking, my pain tolerance, it goes like through the roof. Like when Kory and I had like a little New Year's thing I guess like a week or so ago, and I fell into like a thorn bush, and I didn't realize that I had done that until I like woke up the next day, and I was like, oh, my hand kind of hurts. I just had like a whole bunch of thorns in my hand.
It's something to do with it being like the fact that alcohol is like a depressant and then like slows everything. Because like, yeah, that's why people like wake up with bruises and scratches. I've done that. I've woken up with scratches and stuff. When I was in Tampa, there was a place close enough to our Airbnb that we wanted to check out, but we had been like pre-gaming. So we like walked to, and my dumbass tried to like trip my friends, but for whatever reason, so he's on the left of me, and I tried to swing my right leg to hit him I don't know why I didn't just use my left leg, but in the process of doing that, I hit my own left leg and took myself out and like twisted my ankle or something, or like rolled it really hard. And like the rest of the night I was like, all right, cool. Well, I got to literally live on this for like the rest of the night. And we're still going out. And so like, I don't remember it, but the next day waking up and like, I got out of bed. I was like, oh no. Oh dear God. So, ooh, let's go. It's one of the
On the
goals.
score?
Yeah. They're about to start the second period, but Nikita Kucherov got a goal during the intermission that they didn't initially count, but then they reviewed it later. I don't know if they do that for like, I don't think there's a way to do that for football, but like I know in soccer they might not. I don't know, but like there's every game that's happening in hockey, they will watch in like hockey headquarters in Toronto, and they'll like if after a play happens, they're like, okay, was that the right call? Let's find out. And so like if you're ever watching a game where like you think someone scores and then like 2 minutes later, like the goal horn will just go off, it's because they were like, nope, we reviewed it and it's in. So
I don't think they do that.
literally,
Like,
I don't think they don't do it in football. There's no way to really do it in football.
If it happens in football, they won't count it, but they'll talk about it for like the next week on Sports Center.
Yeah. And I know that in soccer, the only way in soccer that like something happens like that is if like they do like VAR, they do video reference or something like that. But I don't ever think like real time. I think hockey. Okay, that's a really bright fucking.
Red Robin.
No, it was a T-Mobile ad, so it's that bright fuchsia.
Okay.
But
All right. So we got a couple more questions here. Wings. Talking about wings. What is the best restaurant for wings? And then maybe we could start with this question regarding wings first. If you had to pick between Buffalo Wild Wings and then Wild Wing Cafe. Is this an easy question?
I can't remember the last time I had Wild Wing Cafe.
I don't think I've ever had Wild Wing Cafe. Well, I've had it once, enough to know that there's a reason why I don't go back. But
yeah, it's
the same thing for you, Travis, with Chili's. The Wild Wing Cafe by
it just went down. I mean, yeah, I've
not good.
I don't. I know I had Wild Wing Cafe, but again, like there's probably a reason I haven't gone back. But because I know up here, like where I'm, like around where I'm at, the question is always Taco Mac or Buffalo Wild Wings.
Taco Mac, I completely forgot Taco Mac was a factor.
Yeah, Taco Mac they have good wings. I used to love Buffalo Wild Wings like all the time because of like their deals. Their deals of it. Well, first off, we were in a city where like Buffalo Wild Wings was the pinnacle of human existence.
And there's boneless Thursdays.
And there was boneless Thursdays. That was it. Yes, that's exactly. Oh God, I'm trying to click off that. But yeah, like that was it. Like, boneless is good. I like Buffalo Wild Wings boneless is good. If I was like, I don't really want to get messy. I don't want to try hard for my food. But there's something about Taco Mac with their like roasted that is just good. They're nice.
I was gonna say there's some
Taco Mac wings.
I was going to say there's something about Taco Mac where it's called Taco Mac. But
you want to know the reason?
Known for their wing. Yeah, go ahead and tell
me. So,
me.
yeah, I actually know the reason because I had a friend who worked there, and they like they told them in orientation is that like, it used to be a taco place, but the people who bought like the name and the restaurant, they only had enough money to either buy a brand new kitchen or change the name. So they brought a brand new kitchen, and the name just stuck. So that's why it's Taco Mac. Because I used to think the same thing. I was like, these tacos, there's wings. Tacos are mid. But yeah, it's because
burgers are not great there.
They're not great. No, they're not at all. Like I've tried like their egg on a burger. No, not it. Like
that's
they had it and I was like, it was like the burger, like again, going into every restaurant, you gotta understand where you're at, right? Like if I'm going to Six Flags, I'm not expecting like a great Space Mountain ride. I'm expecting like, all right, it's going to spin me 4 times exactly. And hopefully the kid shuts it off. Like as was like that's it. Like I'm not going to like Six Flags. I'm expecting like Universal, Disney level rides or like experiences. Like same thing with Taco Mac. If I'm going to Taco Mac and I'm willingly being like, I'll get a burger, I've already accepted defeat already. So
let me ask you about wings. Have you had American Deli before?
Yes.
Okay. And you know how those restaurants sell like food from like every culture, right?
Yes.
You get a Philly with a side of fried rice.
Oh yeah, you really can.
Do you have any opinion on those places? Do you usually eat at them or anything? Like,
I don't. Okay. I mean, they're like they have their like things. It's the usefulness. Like if you have a bunch of friends who are feeling everything and you just don't care, you're like, fine, everyone wants something different. We'll go somewhere that has everything different. And like, it's not gonna be good, but everyone's gonna get kind of what they want. And then you can all suffer together, knowing that you're all winners while being losers. So there's that on that.
A question, because it just reminded me regarding like American deli type restaurants. And I can't remember for the life of me, not to out you, but are you allergic to fish or shellfish? Which one is it? Okay. Do you eat shellfish though?
I love shellfish.
Okay, so like crawfish, not crawfish boils specifically, but like boils and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like just
yeah. I was gonna say like American deli, those type of restaurants where it's like usually like Asian owned, where it's like they have the burgers and Phillies and then they have wings and then like fried rice and everything. Like there are places that do that, and then they'll have like wings that you can eat with like the seasoning they use for like their crawfish boil, and it's like it's top tier if you can imagine. I was gonna say, obviously there's Taco Mac, and then there's the rivalry between B-Dubs and Wild Wing Cafe. Do you have any opinion on something like Wingstop?
I had Wingstop a couple times. I think it's good. I think it's all right. It's the same thing with like, there's a million of those like Wingstops, Wing Nuts, Wing Goes, Wing Less.
Never had Wing Nuts.
It's all right. It's basically Wingstop. Like it's.
What was the one in Statesboro? Was that Wing Max? Is that
Wing Max? Yeah.
Oh no, I did not eat there. No.
Yeah,
for wings, for me in Statesboro, it was Buffalo Wild Wings or Nat's Landing, and that's like.
Nats would have like those times where they're like
50 cents.
50 cent. Yes, 50 cents.
That's when I would go. They like told me about it too late. They're like, "Hey man," I was like, "You guys wonder why I never hang out with you? It's because you didn't tell me." Like it took me 3 years to learn this was here. Thank you. But yeah, like that was fine. But they're it's all the same. Like it's all like they're minutely different. It's like being like like if I asked you like the difference between a burger for like Burger King, McDonald's, and like Wendy's, like they're all kind of different, but they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
So
I'll admit it. Yeah.
I don't know if I found a wing place that's like, this is the wing place. Like I have to go to this spot. Like if you took a Wingstop wing and put like Zaxby's sauce on it, like I think that'd be pretty good. Like there's not one place that like everything about it is the thing. For me, anyways.
Weirdly, the best wings I've ever had, not at a wing place, go figure. It was at a tavern in California, Big Bear, California, at the Black Tavern. I think it's the name, Black Tavern, or some Black Diamond Tavern, Black something Tavern. But it was so good. Like they were bone in original. They were drenched in buffalo sauce. But like the actual wing itself was just perfect. I think about that was 4 years ago at this point. Maybe that was 2017, December 2017. So yeah, I think about that all the time with wings. Oh,
business expense. We got to go there.
Yep,
it's a cool little place.
Do you have any opinions on buffets? You like them? Not like them?
I grew up a Stevie B's kid, so I love buffets. Okay. But then also at the same time, like my family, anytime we would go up to see my like mom's side of the family in Illinois, they would take us to just a buffet. And I would just be like, all right, I'm like a Ryan's. I don't know if you guys had a Ryan's.
Yes, we had Ryan's.
Yeah, I had one of those in my thing too, like one of those things that's kind of like, okay, I guess it's okay, like once here and there, just to be like, is it still the way we remember it? Did it? Oh, no, it is. Okay, cool. Like, if done correctly, buffets are good. Like, I've been to plenty of buffets that I've loved because, like, it's good food. But, like, it just happens where you're, like, you're getting the same thing over and over again. And at that point, you're just like, if you try it once all the time, like, one thing once, you're good. And after that, you're like, okay, well, unless they come out with it. But dude, yeah, like I loved Stevie B's. Oh my god.
I wasn't even thinking about, I forgot about pizza buffets. We didn't have Stevie B's, we had a CC's.
CC's is great too.
Love me some CC's.
God. I need to go back to one of those things.
I've been to a CC's like twice, and I got food poisoning once when I was there. So
Yeah, I mean that's pretty accurate. That's on brand for that exactly.
It's like I love the idea of a buffet. If I was the only one in there, there's nobody else in the buffet. Like, ooh, I can just pick whatever food I want. But then you realize, oh, there are like 100 other people that are also digging into the food and like sneezing and coughing in it. And it's like,
it's the same concept as like a water park for you, right?
Dude, I don't know how water parks are still open after COVID at all. I tell you right now, what I don't want to do is go to a water park.
Kory and I went to what is it, Whitewater once.
Whitewater.
And
Whitewater once. That was like the only time.
Whitewater was. I used to go there a lot as a kid, and I remember it was just being depressing.
Because the thing about Georgia, especially, I'm sure other states do it too, but like whenever you go in the summer, it would rain for like 5 hours in the middle of the day. They have to like shut down all the rides.
yes. You would like hope there wasn't like lightning, or you could still be in it, but no.
Like I mean, with a theme park, it's like you can like wash your hands or use hand sanitizer or something. But if you're like in the water, it's like you're taking a bath with like 100 other people. It's like
you're just really hoping that they have so many chemicals in there.
Yeah,
you're like, please, for the love of God.
Mm-hmm.
No, so buffets are chill if like, I don't know, like if they have like weird foods, like if I can get fajitas at one station and go like just a little bit to my left and get like pasta, no, like the whole Ryan's thing.
There was an Asian food buffet in Statesboro called Chow Time. I love Chow Time. That place is awesome. It's so good.
I feel like Chinese food is like different. That's why like people love Korean barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I have yet to do Korean barbecue. Like I've had it, but I've never experienced like in a restaurant. Like I've never like cooked my own stuff and whatever. But I want to do that so badly.
We'll have to take you somewhere.
I was about to say, I've had the food and it's amazing, but like the experience itself, like I have yet to do. But yeah, they're weird. You have to find like the right food at the buffet, right? You can't be like, I hope this buffet has something that I'm gonna like. Already disappointed.
Yep.
Right. All right. So we have one last question left, and I think it's very worth it being the last question. But what is the best burrito place?
Best burrito place. Oh God. I don't get burritos at Moe's anymore. It just kind of let me down. Anytime I'm at Moe's, I'm getting like nachos or the steak stack.
The stack. I've been trying to get Evan to have a stack for the longest time.
I had it. I did have it. Yeah.
You did?
Mm-hmm. It's a couple years ago. Yeah.
Moe's is another one of those things where it's like, I don't know, maybe my like palate isn't really like what it used to like as a kid. And it doesn't have that childish wonder. But Moe's just doesn't hit for me anymore.
Right.
As much as it used to. I did think it was hilarious. The one time I tried to go back to Moe's when I tried to have a stack, because I always get steak stacks. And then I was like, I got to do a chicken because Moe's got hit with a cyber attack and they came up with a honey steak. That was the funniest thing to me. They had it on the sign. They were like, due to a cyber attack, we don't have steak. I was like, this is a plot to a movie. What happened? But honestly, I'm going to say oh, no, I'm not. I almost said Willie's because of like the fun things you could do. What, Kory, I forget the name of it. The G place.
That's it. That's what you're gonna say. That's the place. That is the place.
Oh, we haven't been since like 2019 when I like drove down to like we met somewhere.
Well, you were driving down to Statesboro, I think.
Oh no. Yeah, wait, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, you were staying in my apartment that time, I think.
Yeah.
Or you were driving back.
I was coming back. I remember that. Yeah, because it was like that Target area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Yes. Oh, but I remember the first time I had that. It was way before I even knew Kory. It was the one at
Tanger.
Yeah, the one at Tanger. Yeah, the one right there because that's where I met my freshman year roommate. He was like, "Hey, this is just like a Moe's type deal, so like just come here." I was like, "Okay, cool," and it was it was great. It left an imprint. Very, very good.
We just had that catered for New Year's. It's pretty amazing. You'll have to come back down.
Yes, I would. Oh God, yes, I need to have that. But up here, I guess the closest I would say is Willie's, is because you can do more than like Moe's. Like, you can put like, there's one. It's called a Frito burrito. It's like spicy chicken, and they like crumple up Fritos and put it in. And I love the Frito chip. It's so good. Like, it's nice, and it adds that crunch to it. So,
I've only ever had Willie's one time, and it was with you. Do you remember having any opinions on Barbaritos?
I loved Barbaritos. Like, in general, I don't know what it was. I absolutely loved. I think it was the steak. I think I loved Barbaritos steak. And like, that's what kept drawing me back. Like, when I was recovering from mono, dude, I had that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
I think I've only had it one time. And Kory, you and I went one time, but they were like closing. We went like 15 minutes before they closed. And so they were just like, just like put everything together real quick. And it
wasn't very good.
Like no, not it. But no, I liked Barbaritos. I felt like it was too small. Like, for a restaurant itself, it was way too small. It was like, you would walk in, and like, as you're ordering, like, you were basically in the person's conversation, like right behind the line. You're like, oh, okay, all right. But like Moe's and other places, you have the line, but then there's a gap between seating. So you're like, sweet. No one's like super judging me, which is like, because I know that like people hate those kind of places, because you're kind of just like, they're going to judge me for what I put on or don't put on my burrito. And sometimes the workers don't help. Sometimes the workers are like, that's what you want? Really? I had someone say that to me one time. I about jumped over the fucking...
What?
It was at the Moe's in Statesboro. I just get pretty much beans, rice, my like main meat, pico, sour cream, maybe lettuce if I'm feeling it. And that's nothing crazy, because I don't want too much shit in my burrito. And I don't think I got like something in it. And this girl was like, that's it. I was like, I'm gonna slap you.
So here's a question. I've asked Evan this before, but in terms of restaurants like Subway or Moe's or Jimmy John's, anything that you could build your own, do you believe that anything they have on like where they dispense it and everything, like their inventory, any combo is meant to go together, or no?
That's just like, I'm sure they're not meant to go together. Like, if you got like a meatball sub, but then you were like, yo, put an egg white on that and then drench it in soy sauce. Like, I don't think that should go together, but like, if someone like, that's what someone wants, more power to them for like going out to a restaurant, like a place like that, and being like, I'm going to put you onto something, and you'll never forget making this sandwich ever.
Well, the reason why I ask you is when someone's going to throw you an attitude while making your food, we had a manager who would get orders in sometimes, and she would be reading it, and she'd be like, this is absolutely disgusting.
Oh yeah, no, that's like all in. That's why I will never work in food, is because like stuff like, it's just so, people are weird, and they're like wanted a certain, like, I don't know, people want their shit a certain way. And it's like, if you're like, it's so picky and whatever, and like, and then everyone's judging, because it's like, I have so many friends who do that too, and they're like, weird. They wanted like this weird dipping sauce, like drowned in it. They wanted this, and it's like, it's weird that it goes together, but like, hey, if I'm not eating it, I don't care, like, at all. But
like, we had a customer who would order online orders pretty regularly, and they would get like a vegetarian sub, which would have like guac spread on it. And they asked to put like extra Dijon, and that's when our manager would be like, "No, I'm not making this. Someone else make this sandwich."
He also ordered a Diet Coke, no ice, every time. Large Diet Coke.
Oh well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. My dad does that. He always like, when he goes to Chick-fil-A, he's like, he makes it very apparent to say light ice in his drinks, because they will fill your shit up with ice, and then you get nothing for a soda. So
Chick-fil-A is one of the worst places for that.
Yeah, that's why you have to say light ice or no ice.
I was gonna say, I just got reminded this. This is so long ago. This is like a repressed memory. The DC does the same thing. Like whenever we would go to
He
McDonald's,
hates ice water. Like even things like, can I get water, no ice?
Yeah.
He does that. I had one of the guys I did Quest with. He would do that. He always be like, "Can I get water, no ice?" And it's like,
why?
like I can understand like other drinks. Like if you don't
Other
want
drinks.
like if I'm getting something where I get the drink and I leave with it, it's like, yeah, I understand like no ice, light ice, cool.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm somewhere where I can like it's easily accessible for me to get more of it, put ice in it, please. Like, but and then water. Well, I don't understand that. It's like it's too cold. Yeah, it's too cold or whatever. But just I don't know. It's so weird. But
so something to close out the burrito question. Did we have any opinions on Chipotle?
I think it's okay. I think it's overrated. I think Chipotle is overrated. I think it's
overrated.
Good. I think it's all right. Like it's nothing like mind-boggling, right? It's not like I don't know. It just got overhyped. I don't know how and or why. But like I don't think the price is any huge difference or anything. I don't know. I think it was just fun for people to say, and I think it was the bowl, maybe. I don't know. Maybe the bowl revolutionized them, and like they were like, "That's a protein bowl. Oh, cool, nice." And people with like gym rat personalities are like, "Oh, protein bowl, right. Yeah." So it's mid but overrated.
Yeah, I agree. I just can't do cilantro, and that's like their whole thing is they have cilantro rice. So it's like
why were we talking about this? I remember having this conversation because you're one of the people who it tastes like soap for.
I took one of like the 23andMe test, and it was like, oh yeah, you got the gene. And I was like, oh dang.
I forget where we were talking about that. Maybe it was when did the hell did we have Mexican? I don't know why I remember this conversation. I don't know if
I probably brought it up.
Yeah, I don't know if you brought it up to me at a Mexican place, maybe, or you know what? It probably was you bringing it up when I was on those Mexican restaurants. Because I love cilantro on like my street tacos. Oh.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, it's street tacos especially. I'll be like, this is like probably amazing, but the
way too much. First off, they put way too much on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're getting cilantro with a side of street taco, but like, yeah, it's in good amounts. It's good, but yeah, they do. Now that I think about it, they do put a lot of shit on there at Chipotle. They're like, cilantro. You're welcome.
Have you guys ever had? I don't know if it's Searcheros or Searcheros. It's like a burrito place. They just opened one in Statesboro right before I left, and they're like a couple down south.
I haven't had it.
Those
isn't that the Sriracha brand? Or am I just my brain is just taking it like you said that
Sriracha.
Yeah, I just saw Sriracha. I don't know. I was like, wait a minute.
I don't know, but that right under Gez. That one's right under Gezos for me.
Because you said they take the burrito and then they grill it, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a stack.
Pretty much, yeah.
I would at least the image that
that's
comes
like a burrito.
Head, you have like the loaded grillers from Taco Bell. Have you had those? Yeah, that's what comes to mind.
Which is better.
Or the quesarito. The quesarito is also grilled.
I haven't had a quesarito in years.
I also not had a quesarito in years.
I used to have way too many of those. Those were great. I did weirdly enough, I had Taco Bell today for lunch. I just got.
Did you get a box?
No. No, because I don't think this place has a box, which is why I hate it. Because it's one of those KFC Taco Bells where you're like, hey, can I get a number 7? And they're like, which number 7? And there's only 2 restaurants, but there's 8 number 7s, and you're like, what the hell? So I just got chicken quesadilla and
you said large pepperoni pizza?
Yeah, you're like at least the Pizza Hut ones, the Pizza Hut Taco Bell ones, those are cool. Those were awesome. I love those. But like the KFC one just doesn't make sense at all. Like why?
I think somewhere out there are ones that have like all 3 restaurants.
Yeah, there are.
There's
I've
one
been to
Tanger.
Ones. Yeah, I've had one for all 3. It's crazy. It's like, why are you? What?
Like you could go through the drive-through and get like a pizza and like
pizza, fried chicken, mashed potato, like
with a taco.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You got to get a box, a family bucket, and a calzone, a pizzone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say the store. I've mentioned it like
the pizzone, dude. Pizzones are Those things were good, and then they just like one day, like they were at the top of the market, and then like literally like Monday they were top of the market. The next day they like I'm pretty sure were responsible for deaths. Like they were that bad, and I loved those things. Those were my childhood.
I didn't have my first one until last year, or 2 years ago now. But
Well,
it's because when it came out for the very first time, and it was this big hype thing, like it came out when we were probably in elementary school. I remember asking my dad for one. He was like, "No, why would I get you that? Like when we could just get a normal pizza."
Yeah, he's like, "Why would you do that when you just fold your pizza? Like that's fine."
I was like, "No, it's not the same thing."
They were. I loved those things. The moment my parents were like, "Yeah, you can order pizza on your own," that's what I would do. I would be like, "Haha," right there, because like calzones are great. I love them, but Pizza Hut just kind of one of the greats, fell off.
Domino's also fell off, I think, the minute they started making everything $6. Everything $6 on the menu.
Yes. Have you ever had anything besides pizza at Domino's?
I've had their chicken.
We have the chicken, yeah.
I used to have their Parmesan chicken sub.
How was that?
It was, again, one of those things where I was like, wow, this is a lot better than I thought it would be. And then it just stopped being good. And you're like, well, okay. I guess there's a lifespan on greatness.
Speaking of subs at Domino's, have you had pizza at Subway before?
No,
my dad gets that every time.
I never will. I remember we used to bully someone in college because of it.
Yeah.
We would go and we would get Subway in between like rehearsals, and he'd be like, "Can I get a pepperoni pizza?" And oh man, I was like, somebody hit him from over here for me. Like what? He was so happy.
It's frozen too. Like, why would you ever go to?
It's literally DiGiorno's.
I don't know.
Maybe not even.
Yeah,
they're just like throwing a Red Baron in there or something. Hey, however, though, I won't knock microwavable pizzas, like the small little tiny ones.
Oh, like Totino's or whatever?
Yeah, they're like, those things are great. And then, like, you pop those in for like 4 minutes. Lean cuisines are good too. I forget there's like one, I think it might actually be Red Baron. Or
it is Red Baron. It is
the little Red Baron ones where like, they come on like their own little plastic, metal, aluminum thing that you can just
aluminum
throw
sheet.
in. Yeah, you can just throw in. Anywhere.
You have to fold the box like all origami.
Yes, and those things were awesome, dude. They had a similar version for breakfast. They were called like scramblers, where it was like a breakfast pizza. Those things were like eggs on it. Yes, eggs, bacon, potato, like breakfast potatoes. Oh, so good. Have you ever had a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell? I've never had it.
Yes,
I've had bites of it.
and I've been trying to get this bad word down here who's hiding to get it for the longest time, and then they don't make it anymore.
Sorry, they don't make it anymore. Can't eat it.
What was the agreement we had for me to?
I don't even remember.
It was something along the lines. It was something along the lines of like, I think I'll watch National Treasure if you get the Mexican pizza.
I'll look it up right now. But it was something stupid. It was like,
first off, back up. Why was National Treasure like the end all? Like that was like your own torment.
Something about Nicolas Cage. You know
what? Fair enough. Done. That's as far as you had to go. That's fine.
Like Evan always tries to say Nicolas Cage is kind of like Nickelback, or he gets a lot of flack for no reason, but I just can't take Nicolas Cage seriously. What was it?
I see what it is. On January 11th, 2019, you said, "I'll drink with you on my birthday or whatever if you eat a Mexican pizza."
Oh, right. I didn't drink at the time, and now I drink too much, and that's why my liver's all messed up.
Yeah, that's why yeah. Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Yeah, it's not because of the burgers or anything.
Yeah, it's not because of the burger grease or anything. Surprised that they were like, yeah, your liver/kidney is what's like getting you, and not like, hey, your arteries are clogging. Like, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
I should do something about that, but
dude,
just because.
Speaking of, I just had this thought because of Chili's. I don't know, but best cheese dip.
A queso wise or
like
cheese
dip?
Dip?
Queso, like yes, queso.
In general or from a restaurant?
In a restaurant, like where would you like go? Like if you're like, man, I really want cheese dip right now. And like that was it, and you were gonna go somewhere.
I'd
'Cause,
say
like-
probably not Taco Mac.
Yeah, I was gonna say not Taco Mac because they put jalapenos in it.
They do. You can ask for it without, but yeah, they put it in
Well-
there. Taco Max is okay. It's a little bit chunky, but that's fine. I was just saying because chili's literally the worst queso in the world. Their quesos kill it.
Isn't there queso like yellow?
It's orange
Yeah, it's orange.
and it's in the
orange.
skillet. And it's awful, and they burn it every time. That's why I was thinking of
I
it.
don't know.
Tin Lizzie's is pretty good. It's a little too runny, but it's good.
Yeah, I will say I've never had bad queso from a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah,
Like, it's
Mexican
always,
restaurants just do it right.
always been
Mhm.
good.
I was gonna say Connor Ashford gave me this idea once when I was running out of ideas at Lantrum. He was like, "You ever had queso on a burger?" Like I
Dude.
did that. Like yeah.
Queso burgers are good.
Mhm.
Queso burgers are really good. You know what's something that I found out this past year that is amazing is it was like a it was like an island burger, I guess. It was like an island type. I guess island. Like the theme of the restaurant was islands-esque.
Tropical.
Tropical. Thank you. I
Okay.
couldn't think of it. Tropical. Like the whole thing was like tropical based and whatnot. But it was a burger. It had queso on it, but it was really just cheese. But it was just queso. But
Mhm.
they had pineapples on it, like tiny little pineapple chunks, and like a ketchup mayo something, like a special ketchup. So I don't know, but it was one of the best burgers. It's awesome. It's in Florida, obviously.
Have
but-
you you've heard of the special Chick-fil-A's, right? Like there's the Dwarf House.
Yeah.
And there's Truett's. It's a diner. Have you heard
Mhm.
of the Truett's Luau?
Yes. Yep.
Where they
Yeah.
put like pineapple on the chicken
Yes.
sandwiches, apparently.
Yes. Because I remember
I've
like
never
the
had
TikTok blew up about that, and then the line was like 3 hours, like
Never had it.
right after. You can honestly just put your own stuff on a freaking burger.
Yeah,
Like-
it's good, but it's not like life changing.
You know what is whenever I make burgers, what I will always make them on. How did he miss that? Is the bun. Like what bun do you use? I will like if I can't not fully enjoy a burger unless I put it on a sweet Hawaiian roll. Like a sweet Hawaiian like
Really?
yeah, well, because one of the ones I've had like at a bar, like I had bar food at like there, and it was sliders, and they brought you out this little burger, and it was on an actual sweet Hawaiian roll, but I wanted like a bigger burger, so like they make sweet Hawaiian buns, and they're just so it just adds that nice little sweetness just
Mhm.
enough. So
I've never had that, which I will have to try it. But I think the idea of like Hawaiian roll sliders, just like something like small doughy in general, like that's what makes chicken minis so good. Like
Yes.
it elevates it to the next level. That's
Yeah.
what I think of, because I'd wake up late on Saturday and I'd be like, oh, well, let me buy a pack of sweet Hawaiian rolls and chicken nuggets, and it's not the same, but it's pretty close. It
yeah,
does it.
it's like the same. It's the same texture, but I wouldn't say it's the same like taste that you're going after.
Mhm. Well, thank you, Travis, for your time this evening. That's all the time we have tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll definitely have to have you back on the show in person someday when all these these isolations get resolved. But thank you for coming out, and thank you for spending this time with us and talking about
Yeah.
favorite restaurants and least favorite restaurants. And we'll have to
No
catch you
worries.
again sometime.
Yeah, thanks for having me on,
For
guys.
sure.
It's always a pleasure.
What's the score of the Bolts game right now?
Right now it's 5-0.
Holy
Going into the
Wow.
second. Well, the second just ended. So yeah, Cooch got 2, Stammer, Sorelli, and Palat. So yeah, it's good because we lost on Saturday. And then we had yesterday's game postponed because of COVID for New Jersey. So, but yeah, unfortunately I watched Boston beat us. And that was not fun at all.
Damn.
But well, you know,
Oh well.
it happens.
We'll let you get to your game and your crown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect time.
enjoy the crowd.
I gotta catch up. I gotta take a couple shots here.
All right. Okay. Well,
See ya.
see you, buddy.
See ya.